Good afternoon, Double Dippers, and welcome to another exciting video. This one is going to be my opinions on D23, or Destination D, I should say. That just happened in Florida. I know it's been a couple of days. You probably didn't expect to see a video from me on this because I don't really do opinion videos, and it's also been several days since everybody else uploaded theirs, but just had time to do it, so thought I'd hop on here, give my opinion. First and foremost, a lot of you know from watching our videos that our favorite attractions are mostly at Animal Kingdom and mostly shows. So that's really where the majority of this information affected. So I would say one of the biggest news announcements for me personally was Animal Kingdom. And Animal Kingdom being my favorite park. I worked there for almost 2 years and really fell in love with the place. It's such a unique park. And yeah, so one of the announcements they announced was obviously Dinoland has been announced to be going away. They've announced that a couple times now. We knew that was happening. We just didn't know what was replacing it. Originally they had told us it was going to be Moana and Zootopia. Well, it seems like the Moana idea changed because of, I guess, probably just feedback. Because last time at D23, they made all these announcements. It was more or less like, hey, what do you guys think of this? So I guess people didn't react too fondly for those ideas, which personally, the Moana land didn't bother me. Obviously, I love Dinosaur. Dinosaur is one of my top 10 favorite attractions at Walt Disney World, and Dinosaur is now getting replaced by Indiana Jones. Well, it's better than Zootopia, but still, A, doesn't really fit the theme of Animal Kingdom, because it's about the animals, and so I don't know when Indiana Jones has ever been about animals, so that one didn't really make a sense about me. And the argument a lot of people had for Zootopia not going there was that it's animals telling human stories instead of humans telling animal stories, which is what Animal Kingdom's been about. It's been about conservation, preservation. Dinoland was about extinction. What happens if we don't, preserve this land, help these animals out. And so it is a shame to see Dinoland go. Obviously, it's one of my favorite areas. I love the theming of that land. I know that's a pretty hot take, but if you just look at like Chester and Hester's, if you just walk in there for a second, you're immediately like transported into that like roadside attraction out in the Midwest. Like it just really gives you that vibe, and it does it really well. And just lately with Imagineering, you have rides like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which is a good ride, but it feels very flat. I mean, if you turn the lights off in that ride, or turn the lights on, I guess, then it's just a warehouse at the end of the day. And you kind of get that same vibe from Rise of the Resistance. I know that's also a pretty hot take, but like, the ride feels too clean, feel too open. There's just something about Dinosaur. It's like, first of all, like the density of animatronics in that ride is astounding, because Disney will never put that many animatronics in a ride again, let alone that big of an animatronic, like the Carnotaurus. But I'm obviously sad Dinosaur's going away, but we kind of knew it was going to happen, so not terribly bummed about it, but I still will definitely miss Dinoland in its entirety. As for the rest of the land, it's getting replaced by, blanking for a second, Encanto, which, again, not animal themed. And here's the big kicker of it all is Animal Kingdom is already a fairly small park. I mean, sure, it's the largest park by square foot, but as far as attractions go, as far as actual walkable space, there's not that much there. As much as it is my favorite park, it does not have very many attractions. So once they close Dinoland, they'll be getting rid of like 2 of like 6 attractions in the whole park. So my thing is that park needs expansion more than it needs demolition. So we could have added Encanto, we could have added Indiana Jones to that park, sure, whatever. But I really wish that they would have expanded it. Also, Animal Kingdom was the last park to get an original non-IP based attraction. The last one we got was Expedition Everest, and that one's been going strong for 16 years now. And that was the last time we, as far as I can recall, the last time we ever got a non-IP based attraction. So I wish they would have stuck with that. Obviously, Pandora kind of ended that for Animal Kingdom, but I didn't have a big problem with Pandora because it still follows the conservation initiative, talking about like the bad mining practices and all that stuff, and teaching about how to better preserve nature. So that one fits Animal Kingdom well. I just have to see how they're going to handle Encanto, which is a movie about a family, and they're going to how they're going to involve animals in that and some sort of conservation message. Same goes for Indiana Jones. Not obviously, like, okay, so it goes twofold. I don't want them to get rid of the Boneyard because that was one of Kona's favorite areas to play in. You saw that all the time in our vlogs. And also, it's one of the few remaining play areas left in the parks. So I'd like for them to keep it around in some capacity. But other than that, Dinoland in the Chester and Hester area, I'm okay with that leaving. It's mainly Dinosaur that I'm bummed about leaving. Because Dinosaur, like I said, one of my top 10 favorite attractions. I'm just so bummed at the possibility of, or the fact of losing that ride. Also, we have Tough to Be a Bug, which is getting replaced by Zootopia. So Zootopia did make its way into Animal Kingdom. I'm also bummed about this one because, like I said, I don't have faith in modern Imagineering to do it right. If you look at Muppet Vision 3D, I know some of my friends out there hate that show, think that it should be torn down. But if you just look at it, it has animatronics, it has live performers, it has 3D, it's got stuff going on all the way around you, and it's just so densely themed. Like, even the queue of that ride, like all the different crates and stuff with different jokes on them. The pre-show video is one of the best in the park. It's just a bummer that we won't get something like that again. And like the Hopper animatronic in Tough to Be a Bug was so spectacular when it worked. Which most of the time it did. There was only like one time of like the 5 times I've seen it in recent times that it was not working. But like the Hopper animatronic is so impressive. The theming is so immersive. A lot of people have pointed out it makes sense for bugs to be inside a tree. It doesn't really make sense for this show to be in a tree. And I guess Disney just sees it as a theater. They're just going to put whatever movie on the screen they want to. They're replacing Hopper with Clawhausen, it looks like an animatronic. So maybe it'll be okay. Again, don't know how they're going to wrap that into conservation or the animal theme of Animal Kingdom, besides the fact that it has animals in it. It's probably the closest one to getting towards the theme of Animal Kingdom, because it actually does have animals in the movie, but that's about it. You also have Country Bears, obviously one of Kona's favorite attractions. We've went and seen that show, I don't know, 100 times at this point. I am glad that's staying around. Hopefully they actually update the animatronics. Very doubtful of that. I think they'll just keep the same old animatronics from 1971 and make them play new songs. I highly doubt we'll get any sort of update there. The renaming of Liver Lips seems unimportant, but maybe there's some reason they have for it. It doesn't bother me too bad, because it's just a name of a character. Trying to think of, like the songs. I was thinking if they ever updated it, they would change it to different, like, classic country songs, instead of just canning it and making it a sing-along, which is what they've done. They've just made it to where it's just Disney characters, or bears singing about Disney songs. And the biggest appeal of that attraction was the weirdness of it. Like, it just catches you so off guard with Blood on the Saddle and All the Guys That Turn Me On, Turn Me Down. Like, those songs are what made that attraction what it is. And I think less people will go see the show now with them singing generic Disney songs than they did before. Because diehard fans like myself are there for those songs, and if they replace them with just generic Disney songs, then I don't know where the interest will be in seeing the show. One actually exciting announcement we got was that Test Track is getting fixed. That ride has been terrible ever since Chevrolet took over. They took all of the theming out of it and made it a generic blank building, which is the complaint I've had with Imagineering. Is it's just, oh, here's a screen that shows you where your car scored, and it's the same track as the original. It's just like everything that made the original fun, with like the different smells and like the painting robot spraying at you, all that stuff, all that got taken out, and so it just felt so generic and bland. And like the only reason you ride that ride is for the end 5 seconds where you go around the outside of the building. That's all anybody rides it for. Whereas they're talking about adding in World of Motion elements to it, which I'll be interested to see how they do that, because it looks like from the promo that they released, that one image, that's just going to be the same ride, and they're just going to add stuff to it, because it does show that the track of you going up the hill before the transfer truck like tries to hit you or whatever. So I'm excited about that. As for the other announcements, obviously we got the Figment meet and greet. I'll be sure to see him. We're going to be visiting the parks in a little over a month. So we're going to go experience that, and glad that he's in the parks. Trying to think if they announced anything else of note. Let me check real quick. Yeah, that was mainly it. Those were my big gripes. They've killed my favorite park. They're gonna tear apart Animal Kingdom and make it another Magic Kingdom, just like they have with any other park. If only Joe Rohde could come back and fix it for him. But unfortunately, he realized before we all did that it was time to get out. So anyway, I'd like to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next video.